Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Low Budget Productions now presents Rockstar. Hey Rockstar. Hey Rockstar. Hey Rockstar. Hey Rockstar. Hey Rockstar. 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 Hey Rockstar, welcome. This is a storytelling platform designed to empower you to build yourself up physically, spiritually, mentally, socially, and financially. Why stories? Because stories live on. They are eternal. They are a powerful reminder of what one can accomplish when opportunity presents itself. So listen carefully, learn the lessons, apply them to the Big Five, and become the rock star of your industry. Hey Rockstar! How's everyone's day today? Let's get this out of the way so you guys can appreciate what I have to say. Yo everyone, we're back and you're back. Thank you for reaching back out to us and coming to check out today's episode 20. It is another interview with a rock star. Or just an interview with a rock star. But before going into that, I just want to say welcome. If this is your first time, go ahead and like and subscribe, or just go and share this right now with everyone that you have, everyone you know, all three of your friends. I know my mom and my dad are watching right now. ¿Qué onda? Bendiciones. I'll say ¿qué onda to my parents. Saludos a mis padres, mi familia. Los quiero mucho. Gracias por estar aquí esta tarde. Thank you to my family who are watching. Guys, all right, speaking of family, this next rock star that we have today, you know what, let's slow down. Let me slow down. I'm actually really excited about this one because this boy is hard to get. This boy is hard to get a hold of because he's almost as busy as I am. Actually, he's more now than me because now that I'm no longer TDing, my life has been kind of more on easy mode. Not easy mode, but you know what I mean. But anyway, again, if it's your first time here, welcome, Rockstar. This is your show. It's a place where we share powerful stories that inspire you to grow physically, spiritually, mentally, socially, and financially. So then you can go and become the rock star of your industry. There we go. Got that in there. Episode 20, interview with a rock star. This next rock star, let me get all my notes ready here before I get into too much. He is a rock star when it comes to the music industry and entertainment. I've known him, actually, he's the oldest friend I have here in Nashville. Doesn't mean he's old, I met him pretty much the next day after I moved here. And we've gone through many adventures, we've cried a lot, we've laughed a lot, we've done so much together, and I've I've been inspired by how much this young man has grown and where he's going and where he's going to go from here. Y'all, Everyone, a round of applause. Raise your hands for the one and only Jimmy Healy. Let me unmute you. What's up,
Dude?
Jimmy?
Good to see you, man. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Welcome to the show. Hey, Rockstar. As you know, here we just like to share everyone's story. Basically, Jimmy and I met from day two, because day one, I moved here, and day two, my cousin introduced us, and we played together. We've had cake together. We've had fish tacos together. We've
Good.
had hot chicken together.
Lots of it.
And but Jimmy, let's go and just start off with a little bit of you. Just share a little bit of your story, a little bit of your journey, wherever you want to start.
Sweet. Well, I mean, host gave me a great intro, but in case you missed any of it, I'm Jimmy. It's good to maybe be with you virtually. I moved to Nashville, gosh, 2013, I think it was. It was probably September 2013. My dad got a job transfer from Phoenix to Nashville, and I was all sorts of pissed off. I was not excited to move my junior year of high school. Not excited to go to a place I'd never been before, meet new people. Little did I know though it would be the best thing that's ever happened to me. So I thank him for that. I thank him for moving me, as stubborn as I was not wanting to move. Moved here in 2013. Started going to just jumping back into high school. Uh, jumped back into church. Got connected with a church here in Nashville and didn't have the slightest clue of what I wanted to do with my life. Thought I wanted to play baseball. Thought I wanted to flip houses, sell real estate like everybody else in this city. It's not a bad way to go. But I've always been into the music industry. Always loved music. Always loved production, all that type of stuff. So, I mean, how far, Jose, do you want me to get into this? You want me to just take us all the way or what?
I mean, well, I mean, where are you at today?
Today, I'm in Bellevue today. It's pretty snowy
It's
Nashville
just
day.
it's just west of Nashville. Okay, I guess what I meant. I mean, you can go through all the steps, but just to clarify, Jimmy is in the touring industry now.
Yeah.
He travels professionally. He tours professionally. In what area do you work in?
Right now, I've over the last probably year or 2 years of my life, it's been more in Christian music, a little bit of country music, a little bit of festivals. Got to work with some insane people in the best way. Some that have literally changed my life for forever, and I'm so thankful for them. But yeah, tour professionally.
Uh
Got
oh.
out of. We'll backtrack a little bit, and when I was good,
Yeah, you're back. You're back. There was a little glitch in the system.
go. When gosh, what was it? Probably 2017, 2016. I found this church in Nashville called the Belonging. I got really plugged in with them. Kind of probably a few months in, I told Hosa, I was like, dude, let's like check this church out I found. It's called the Belonging. Like, check out their worship and everything. It's insane. Like, everybody's amazing. Like, you should come check it out with me on Tuesday night. And he's like, sure, why not? And when was
Just
that?
like
Was
that.
that?
Sure, why not?
Well, that's, I mean, that's how you are. When was that? Was that probably December of 2016?
Okay, so I moved here in, I want to say, November of 2014. Oh, not February of 2015, 2014. I don't remember, one of those two. And it was about a year before. So it probably was. But I actually, the first time I stepped foot into the Belonging was on their second birthday. And I remember showing up. It was a day where it iced. So
Pretty like
2016,
today.
that's when we had that crazy ice weather.
Yeah.
Remember the ice storm here?
Oh, yeah.
And I was even like, are they even going to have service? And a friend, like, they say they are. So I braved the element to get there on a Tuesday, and it was their second birthday party. I remember they had donuts.
That would have been February.
Yeah, it was in February when I walked in there.
Yeah.
But I think you had visited a few times before.
Yeah, I think I started visiting in it was probably the fall of 2015,
Mm.
2016. probably around, I can't remember, it was a long time ago. Anyways, got really involved there, met some amazing people that kind of helped me get to where I am today. Uh, had some amazing opportunities that have helped me get here today, and I'm beyond thankful, and I'm beyond literally grateful. Don't put God in a box because He will literally burst it open.
True, true. And as I shared with my with the Hey Rockstar family, whenever I went, I was burnt out. I was exhausted. I was not looking for a place to plug in and become, a servant, whatever. And when I met with Pastor, I remember basically I shared him like I'm not looking for any place. I know I want to be around community, but I'm just not ready to serve. And that's when he said, you know what? In his wisdom, he goes, take as long as you need. Go wherever you need to go to. When you're ready to come back, just know you're not coming back to judgment, criticism. Where you've been, you're coming back to family who love you, support you, because you're already part of our family. And so that was where enough. It was a good place to rest, to rejuvenate, and to build community. But so as through them, you had opportunities to start touring. So we'd like to know a little bit about what it's like to tour, man.
Wow, let's see where to even start. All right, so imagine we'll just role play. Imagine it's a Wednesday midday, nothing's going on, and you check your email, and there's somebody emails you or you get a phone call, and it's like, hey man, what are you doing for the next 4 months? This is pre-COVID, like, because nobody
Yeah.
can do anything now. Pre-COVID, what are you doing for the next 4 or 6 months? I'm like, well, I don't know. I guess not anything. I don't know really what I'm doing next week. But they're like, well, we got a spot on a tour. We need a guy to come out and fill it. You've been recommended by so and so, and we take their word pretty well. So we're just gonna give you a shot. Take it, and you kind of just work out some logistics. Let's see. The first tour I ever did was probably Winter Jam,
Ha.
2017. Crazy tour, amazing tour. You actually was it last week Rico was on?
It's been 2 weeks, 3 weeks since Rico
3 weeks.
was on.
Okay, so I got to tour with Rico back in 2017 and 2018. Um, Tour, it can be, I'll just be straight up. It can be a big old family, or it can be just a big old mess. There's both ways that it can go. 99% of the time, though, it's mostly family. Everybody always gets along. Um, so let's see. You're Nashville. They give you the tour dates and everything, and you got to meet at this parking lot somewhere in Nashville, outside the city, and you're gonna park your vehicle there, and you're gonna get on a bus for 4 days. Usually 3 or 4 days. Weekend warriors is what they called. Is what they're called. Christian music does it a lot.
Hmm.
Country music does it a lot. Not really pop music, nothing like that. But it mainly weekend warriors. It's very rare that you're gone more than 5 or 6 days at a time. It's usually 3 to 4. So you get on a bus, and it's like you're meeting it's like you're meeting an extended family for the first time, is what it's like. You got 12 people usually that are on there. Sometimes it's 10, sometimes it's 11. But you get on there, you meet everybody, figure out which bunk you want to stay in if they're not already assigned. It's crazy. I mean, it's literally like you're moving into a new house for 4 months, that you're only going to live in like 3 days a week. So get into there, and you know, touring, a lot of people have said it's 90% how you hang, 10% of how well you do your job. You know,
Mm.
you're with people constantly, and if you can't hang, if you're not a good vibe, a good hang, you're it's not going to be good for you. You're not you're not going to become the tour favorite. But you get on the bus, and you literally go to sleep at night, and you wake up, and you're in a city that you've probably never been in before your whole life. You walk into an arena, or the last tour I did was in drive-in movie theaters. So
Mm.
we literally would park in these old drive-in movie theaters and do a show. Let's say it's arenas though. You walk into an arena, and you got to figure out. You're looking for this piece of tape on the ground that shows you how to get to the door, because it's like you walk off and you have no clue where you are. You could be facing something, and then you turn around the buzz, and the arena's right there. But most of the time, the tour manager, whoever it is, they'll come and put literally just a piece of tape with an arrow that says either go this way or go that way. Like pick one, either or. So you follow the arrow. There's usually an X on the door that you're supposed to enter. You usually have to go through security checks, all that type of stuff. You walk in, you find a dressing room, go number two in it. You know, that's what you gotta do. That's what you got to do in the morning. Uh, if you wake up early enough, you get in, and sometimes catering's already set up so you can get breakfast. Sometimes if you oversleep, you literally are just you're walking into an arena and you're about to start working. And sometimes that could be 5:30 in the morning. Sometimes that could be 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning, depending on the tour, depending on how big it is. The last arena tour that I did, our load in was at like 6 a.m., 5:45 a.m., and we would wrap at like 2:45 a.m. the next morning. So it was pretty long hours, anywhere from 21 to 22 hours a day, 3 days a
Wow.
week, which is definitely more than a 40-hour week already in 2 days. So you have to love what you do. You have to love being on the road. You have to love being around those people. You know, you make some amazing relationships with people. It's some of my best friends today I've actually met on the road 3 years ago, 4 years ago, and it is, we're like brothers now. So
That's
you kind
cool.
of just get in, and whatever you're hired for, you start just loading in. If it's lighting, you start putting lights up, and if it's audio, you usually don't do anything until everybody's already in. They got the easy one. Lighting and video and rigging, it's usually the hardest one.
Yeah.
Rigging, if anybody that doesn't know, is they're the guys that literally make everything hang. Like they're the ones that go through. They do all the math. They put all the steel. They go all the way up into the catwalk, and they do all of it. They're insane. They're legends. I'd never do it. So, um, but yeah, then you kind of just load in. You figure out what's happening, figure out what you're doing for the day, and then you kind of just roll from there. And you go to lunch. You'll get to do. Sometimes you get lunch. Sometimes you don't.
Oh wow.
Sometimes you don't get breakfast. Sometimes you don't get lunch, and you just get dinner. Um, do a show, load out. Usually, the show ends at, depending again on the show. Mine started at like 7:30. 7:37 is when they would start, and they wouldn't wrap till like 11:30. So had another 4 hour loadout on top of that, and you are literally like, you're just getting back on the bus, taking a shower. Usually you'll take a shower at the venue and you'll just drive to the next arena.
Mm.
And you're going to do the same thing again the next day in a different place, completely different place, usually completely different time zone, and completely different people. So
Wow.
it's quite it's quite a it's quite an interesting work field.
Hey, I'm gonna go off book here. One
Yeah.
of the points that I like to share with people is mental strength, mental growth. I'm just curious, how much mental strength do you have to practice in this arena, in this lifestyle?
Yeah, it's crazy. Your mental health, I think, is probably one of the most important things. I mean, physically you're going to be exhausted.
Hmm.
Like it's, you go through that, it's going to be nuts. Mentally though, you always have to kind of check yourself, and you always have
Mm.
to, your way is usually not always the right way. There's always somebody that's kind of out there that is a little more, they've got more experience than you, or they have a better way, more efficient of doing it. Um, Mentally, it can just get draining. It can be, you're just literally like, you can't even think. You can't think of where you're going tomorrow. You don't know what city you're in, what time zone it is. There's been days I've woken up and mentally I've been so tired. Physically, I've been so tired, getting 2 3 hours of sleep.
Mm.
I would wake up and I would have no clue where I am. I would have no clue like what city we're in or anything until I get inside, and there's usually something on the wall that says "Welcome to Nashville" or "Welcome to Dallas" or "Welcome to Little Rock" or something like that. So it's mentally, it takes a toll on you, just because it's like you're constantly thinking all the time. You're thinking about everything that I'm going to do right now during this load in is going to affect me 12 hours from now. What's going to be the best way that's going to do it? And while you're thinking during your loadout, you're also thinking, how am I going to do this? It's going to make tomorrow morning easier on me,
Mm.
physically, but also mentally and, you know, spiritually and all that good stuff. So,
You were a good Road Ranger growing up, weren't you?
no, never.
No, no. Oh, well, let's go in and get back, I guess, to the book, or back to the questions we have here. Um, so yes, mental strength is something that needs to be just, it's not one of those things that you're just gonna go in there and wing it. So just out of curiosity, when you come back home, when you aren't on tour, what do you do to rest, or what do you like to do when you're home?
I think something that I've learned to love is to be around your friends, be around your family. I think there's nothing more that can actually make you feel like you're rested than being home with family, being around friends, some sort of normal. Because like when you're on tour, it's like it's not normal. It's like the literal opposite of normal. It's like nobody really gets to know that life, and a lot of people never will get to know that life. But a lot of us that do know it, it's like you leave town on Wednesday night, Thursday night, and you come home Monday morning. You're home Monday and Tuesday, usually during the day on Wednesday, and you're back out. So
Mm.
you got just under 72 hours to see all your friends and family, grab a drink, do all your laundry, do anything that has to like happen for the next week of tour, and sleep somewhere in between all that. So I would say probably like, man, I just love being around friends and family and getting to talk. If you're out with friends and you guys are on the same tour, they're on a different tour schedule. You share stories, you share tour stories and that type of stuff. But just literally sitting down, having a drink, eating some hot chicken, you know, you know
uh,
how it is. Just
I've
doing
heard
that.
I've heard those tour stories.
Oh yeah, we'll save those. We will save those for sure. But yeah, just having that some sort of normal lifestyle, it it's crazy how just it can just rejuvenate you to be like, okay, I'm back in living this life now.
Hmm.
I'm not switching modes, I'm not switching lives, but it's like you are literally like it's like you're almost stepping into a new world when you start touring. So
All right.
does that
No.
answer
Oh, that
pretty good?
that's
Pretty
good.
much.
I mean, hot chicken,
Yeah.
coffee. I mean, I will tell you this, that Jimmy started a list, and I'm giving all his secrets away, of all the coffee shops that he's hit in different towns that he likes, and whenever I'm visiting a town that I know he's been at, I was like text him, or he'll let me know, hey, be sure you try out this place or this restaurant. He knows I like sandwiches, so maybe try out this deli if he finds
Yeah.
something. But definitely he is a good resource to learn things. No, I totally get it. Although as a TD where I was at TPAC, I mean, I experienced the same thing, except I was at home. It was my house. I
Yeah.
did expect the long random hours that sometimes we were there at 3 in the morning till about
Yeah.
2 in the morning the next day. I remember one of the loadouts I had was basically we started at 9 p.m. and then until like 6 a.m. It was just a long night of tearing down and get everything on the truck and send them away. But once everyone left, I was like, my job is done.
Yeah.
I'm sure the guys who are touring with these guys, they still have another longer next stop wherever. And yes, I totally get about being strategic, because as they're putting things on, the guy in charge of the truck is like, all right, put this, because we need this thing to come out first. They were already simplifying and getting everything ready for the next show they had to do. Whereas me, I was ready to go home and go to sleep. And the next morning could be a show, or just could be coming in and do hours, which again. So I have a taste of that. Just I don't know,
Yeah.
man. My props to you to be able to do that time and time again. Um,
Thanks.
but I know how important it is to have downtime, to have family time. But let me see. Back to my questions here. Hey, how about this one? What, besides COVID, because everyone uses COVID, what unexpected surprises have happened that have led to a favorable outcome? Or maybe COVID is a favorable outcome.
I don't know. I hate to use the COVID. I hate to
Go ahead,
use
go
the
ahead. As long as it's a favorable outcome, because anyone can use it to complain. We're here
yeah.
about pulling out value to share with others.
I think it's crazy. I like just talking about COVID and how much negative it's been and all that. Yes, it's terrible. I can't stand it. I can't wait for something to happen so we can all get back to our normal lives, or whatever normal is going to be moving forward. We're probably always going to have to wear a mask, and you're always probably going to have to be 6 feet moving forward. Hopefully not, but uh, I will say, like last year, like if COVID wouldn't have hit, I would have missed out on so many memories. And so many things that happened, like so many good things that happened, just like with friends and family, and being around church and that type of stuff, and just being able to do different things, having like a home routine for longer than like 2 or 3 weeks at a time. I've been
Mm.
home for just about a year. It's been about 11 and a half months since we kind of went back out on the like a
Oh wow.
legit arena tour. So this is the longest time that I've been home in the last 4 years. So I think it's just been like just figuring that out, and kind of getting to go. Just basically like you're starting over. You get to kind of start your life over of how you want your day to go. You get to start your routine over.
Mm.
Uh, got to meet an amazing girl. Being home, that was amazing. Uh, that's really hard to do when you're on the road all the time. So that was a huge plus, huge outcome. Getting to spend time on the lake. I mean, kind of sounds selfish, but it
I
was a
wish I
good
knew what
little,
that was like.
yeah, good little. I invited you multiple times.
No, no. Actually, we're not gonna get into that. He has a list, and I was on the list, but not at the top of the list.
Top five. Um, we probably, you know, it's crazy to think, but like if COVID wouldn't have hit, like I was having this conversation earlier, it's like I would have made way more money. I would have been able to work more, but it's like I would have missed out on all of the things that money can't replace. I
Mm.
couldn't, I wouldn't have been here for a lot of things. So kind of almost thankful of the way that it happened, but I'm also like 2020 could literally go to hell and never come back. it could stay so far away.
Damn the
But
devil to hell.
yeah,
Damn the coming to hell.
seriously.
All right. So, what are you working on? Anything new that you're allowed to share that's coming up?
I don't know. I have a couple things in the works that are kind of going on. I don't know how much of it I can share,
Mm.
um, but it's starting to get into a lot more like design.
Really?
Um, yeah, like lighting design, that type of stuff.
Okay. Cool. Cool.
Kind of found a new liking for that I've really never had the time, I would say, to experiment with. So kind of just being able to do that, and I'm trying to think what else. There's a couple other things that I can't really say just yet,
Ah.
um, that are happening, but a lot more design. Probably going to release my own LLC design LLC soon. That'll just basically work with
Darn.
you know
Nice.
how what you want your tour to look like when it comes back, and kind of that type of stuff. So be on the lookout for some stuff that I can't say just yet, though.
All right. No. Well, I'm guessing this is more on the personal side, or you with other people that you're working with. I guess
Uh,
that's too much already.
it's more with other people that I'm working with,
Cool.
more on that side. So there's some cool things in the works.
No. I know you're not a reader.
Can't stand
And
books. It's crazy to think, but I can't stand them.
you're not a movie watcher.
Nope.
But I'm trying to think, like, what kind of resources then? What do you look for then to to just because right now earlier we talked about you got to keep your mind strong. You got to be able to. I like the way you said it. You got to get you got to how'd you say it? Get out of your own head or just kind of separate yourself from the situation. And that's sign of true mental strength that you can just kind of when this thing's happening, you can pull yourself out and like, all right, what's going on, and then be able to kind of observe and test it out and then jump back in with some kind of answer or some kind of resolve.
Yeah.
But I'm just curious, like I do have books. I listen to podcasts. I listen to motivational stuff. I have my faith in my journaling and things. I mean, is there anything that you have found that has helped to create value or add value to your life?
I think something that I can say that I've definitely been working on is that I've seen value added to would be being more present in conversations, um, with people, like actual conversations, not over the phone, like not text, not FaceTime, just like in person, you and me, like let's figure this out. I think something about just being able to connect and just have a legit conversation with someone is has taught me more in the last year than I could say probably anything has. Between even tutorials to videos to definitions, whatever it is, having a legit conversation with somebody and just being able to pick someone's mind, I think has been the most valuable thing to me. It's something that I've been kind of putting more of just a presence in, is literally just like,
Mm.
hey, I'm gonna have a conversation with you today. We're meeting up for coffee. Like, let's just talk. Let's see how life is. Kind of go from there, and just wherever the conversation leads. I think having being able to talk to people and just being able to literally just, I think just being able to talk to people is gonna get you. It's gonna get you way further, I think, than you know anything else. So just being able to have a conversation like we are.
Oh, no, most definitely. Earlier, I mentioned this to him because we do go back to similar. We've had a lot of similar social circles for a while, and I mean, drawing on the importance of having people around you that bring value to you,
Mhm.
that bring life to you. How important is that?
I think, man, that's something that I've just recently, I think I haven't realized how much value it actually adds. But I think being so intentional with the people that you have in your life and the people that you let speak into your life, I
Mm.
think that has more value, and that can do wonders. Just being able to have a solid group of people, and my group has always been, I've always been friends with everybody. I've always been very easy to get along with, very easy to talk to. But my group of like core people that I let speak into my life are very slim, like very, very
Mm.
slim. And they're people that I've walked a lot of stuff with. They're people that, I've known for quite some time. And, it's, I think just having that is the biggest, it is the biggest, it's like having your biggest support group right on your shoulders all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Just having somebody that you can call, and, you know, having somebody that you can talk to something, if you have a decision you need to make, like, obviously you're going to have the final say, and pray about it for sure. That's definitely number one. But just being able to seek wise counsel, it's very clear in the Bible. Hey, seek wise counsel. It says it many times: seek wise counsel, seek wise counsel, don't be foolish, seek wise counsel. So it's like, having that to me has just been something that's just, it has really helped me grow as a person in business, but also just as like a friend, like a, somebody that I can literally just talk to and listen and understand. Like, yeah, we went through this. I went through that last year, or I used to struggle with this. I used to struggle with that. It's crazy just being intentional with people, but also just having that small group of people that you're intentional with. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, most definitely. Have you noticed that now the older we get, or at least the more focused we get on our life's purpose, our social circles tend to be smaller?
Yeah.
I mean, not so much. Our influence is wider. Don't get me wrong. We have
Right.
potential to influence people, but as far as who is allowed to give us advice, or who's even allowed to know where our heart is
Yeah.
very limited now.
Yeah.
Like my
No.
list went from having the guy with my heart on my shoulder to when random people, not random people, people who know me but don't really know me. Like the other day, someone sent me a message like, "How are you?" Like I give them my standard answer because I'm from Texas. I'm all right, all right, all right. And they're like, "Well, how's your heart?" And I looked at him, and in my mind, I was thinking, "You actually have no right to ask me that because you have not invested anything in me."
Yeah.
So I just looked at him, smiled, like, "It's all right too." they like they had no answer because honestly, they why I hate to say this, but it's like casting pearls before swines.
Yeah.
Now, maybe I'm not saying they're a swine or they're a wrong person. I'm just saying I'm probably not going to take your advice seriously. Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, being men of faith, being men of the spirit,
Yeah.
if Holy Spirit were to tell us, hey, take that advice, listen to it. But like, I now every advice that comes to me, even from people who are like teachers and mentors of me in the past, when they kind of just show up and like, boom, throw all this stuff, I step back and I'm like, all right, thank you. I'm genuine, thank you.
Yeah.
But now on my own time, one on one, I dissect it. I write it down. Like this was told to me. Why was this told to me? Am I missing something? Or and usually with that alone time and with that just getting to know who I am, getting to know my purpose, getting to know my walk and what I'm created to do, then I can decipher it. Because a lot of times, Jimmy, people they say things not because we need to hear it, but because they need to hear themselves say it.
Yeah.
You get me? It's advice for themselves, but they're too scared to do it or whatever, so they're giving it to you, kind of
Yeah.
situation.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I've been through it. I've been through it all. I've been told stuff that I don't think anybody should ever be told, in their life. And
Mm,
you know, you just take it, and you have two options. You can hold on to it forever, or you can just kick it behind you and move on. And I think that's something that I've learned recently is just, who cares? If somebody says something about you or they have an opinion, that's great. Let them have an opinion.
mm,
Let them do that, but I'm not gonna let you tear me down. I'm not gonna let you say, who I am or who you think I should be. Like, you have
yeah,
no reason. You have no clue who I am. Like, especially if it's a person that, shoot, the last year we've gotten close. Like, still, like, there's so much stuff that I've kind of gone through, and I'm just like, you have no clue where I've been in the past, and I'm not gonna let you just kind of speak into that easy. You know what I mean? I'll
yeah,
like you said, I'll listen to it, and I'll be like, all right, God, is this true? Is this legit? Is this something I can work on? And always, it's just made very clear, like, yes, that was a word. No, that's, kind of get rid of that. So it's been it's been good. I think that's kind of been the best thing though, is just
yeah.
kind of keeping my group of people small, and always kind of just figuring out how you can better people instead of tear people down. I think is
Hey,
the that's a big thing. Sorry, go
it
ahead.
makes for a lot less people to have to catch up with every time you're in town.
That is true. That's way true.
No, man, time is going by, and I do want you to get back to what you got to do. But before we go, Mr. Jimmy Healy, I'm going
Yes.
to ask you the questions that I ask every rock star that visits my show. And the first one, of course, is what are some disciplines or habits that have become canon in your day to day?
I mean, like my day to day now, or my day to day when I was on the road, or kind of how. What do you want out of that?
I mean, things that I guess it's different, right? Because
Yeah.
different disciplines uh, are different. But is there anything isn't going to change whether you're on the road or now? Things that you when you wake up and say, "This has to get done because this is part of who I am."
Yeah. I think kind of staying in routine, I think, has kind of been the biggest
Mm,
thing for me. And building a solid routine that's not overwhelming, but it's enough productivity to be like, yeah, I completed a bunch today. I hate going to bed at night feeling like there's stuff undone. You know what I mean? I
mm,
can't stand going to bed on something that's not finished. So, I mean, this sounds crazy. Literally waking up and just getting in the word, you know, just literally diving in, whether it's
that
10
is
minutes.
crazy.
It's bizarre, isn't it?
People
Whether
do
it's
that.
10 minutes, whether it's 2 minutes, whether it's 5 minutes, just starting there. And, you know, yes, your day is going to be different every day. There's no day
Yeah.
that's the same as yesterday. If you have a day that's different than yesterday, that means you're not growing. Nobody wants to be in a day that you're not growing. You always want to be growing. Uh, but I would say just, man, just literally getting up, getting in the word, probably having a cup of coffee because I'm grouchy if I don't have coffee. It's so bad. It's terrible. Um, but just doing that, and then literally just, you know, seeing how you can impact someone's life, literally, if it's a stranger, whether it's a friend. I think that's something that you could do every day. It doesn't matter what your circumstance is. And the outcome of that, you probably won't see right away, but
Mm.
down the road, I've kind of see it paid off. And I'm like, oh, dang, yeah, you know, because that happened, this is happening. And because that happened, this is happening. So I think just being a good human, being somebody that people can just talk to and listen, and you can talk back if they want you to talk, or just listen. So I'd say
Being a
that's.
good human. I like that. Hey, speaking of coffee, are you bougie or do you just, as long as it's coffee, caffeinated, give it to me?
I used to be bougie, and then I realized this is $6 for a bougie cup of coffee. I'll take this K cup. I'll take this K cup and it's a go cup, and pretend like it's like a Chemex coffee or something from Barista Planet.
Nice.
That's my house for the win.
Give me a cup of that fancy Folgers.
I know.
No, actually, for around Christmas time, that last year, I got a AeroPress
Oh,
and
nice.
that's been a game changer for me because I can make fast just a single cup of coffee. Because I do the French press on the weekends,
Yeah.
but because I'm not going anywhere and I can make enough for like cups of coffee. But whenever I'm going to work, I just need a quick cup. The Aeropress, you grind it, stick it in there, hot water, stir it for a few seconds, press it down, you're good to go. And
Yeah.
I make it like double or triple sometimes, and then I'll add a little water for Americano style,
Yeah.
and I'm out the door. And yeah, and my little thermos, and it'll last me at least till lunchtime. My workflow.
Yeah.
But yeah, same here. Although today I was thankful that the cafe just a few blocks from where I live was open. They even sent me a message on Instagram. That's how close we are. So I went over there to go visit them and
Nice.
had. I'm actually now I'm getting into the London fog lattes, which is
Okay.
basically Earl Grey with cream or just the latte style. And I don't know. I'm just getting into that now.
Yeah.
Um,
That's cool. When did it go to tempo when it opens back up?
you hear
Breakfast
that, Javier?
coffee.
You hear that, Yvonne? Yeah, I saw that they're open, just not for indoors right now.
Yeah.
People going in there and they get their orders and I pass by there because I pass by there on my way to work now,
Yeah.
and I see the cars there waiting for their order. Like, if I had time, and usually by the time I get off, they're already closed because they close like around 3 or 4, right, or something
Yeah.
like that.
Kind of around there. Two. I think it's two or three.
I would like to, I would like to maybe interview either Yvonne or Javier one of these days. That'd
Oh
be
yeah.
pretty cool, or even their son.
Uriah.
Yeah, you're right. Be a cool person to talk to, because of what they do in the industry. But other
Yeah.
than that, next question: what is one simple thing or piece of advice that our listeners can start practicing today that'll help make them the rock star of tomorrow? That's how I worded it, y'all.
I like that. Good job. Um, Man, I think probably if I had to give one piece of advice, it'd be listen before you speak. I
Mm.
think that'd probably be the biggest thing. Right behind that, I'd say is just be nice. Be a nice person. Listen before you speak and be nice. You're gonna get so much further than being some dude that nobody likes and has to always have a right opinion. So listen before you speak and just be nice. I think is it's kind of the way to go. So
Hey, since I've known you for a while, I've noticed that you've changed. I've noticed you have confidence. Like, there's a confidence in you that wasn't there when we first met many years
yeah.
ago. I mean, there's a cockiness, but not a confidence. But now there's a confidence in you, and of course, we still hang. We still have mutual friends, and they just still crack their jokes.
Oh
But the
yeah.
funny thing is, and of course, not to dig at them, I think a lot of those jokes come from a root of insecurity and just not being confident in certain areas. But it happens to the best of us. But I'm saying now with that sense of confidence that you have, um, oh man, I just lost my train of thought. Where we're going with being nice. Do you find that because I hate the word nice. I hate being a nice person
Yeah.
because to me, when I was a nice guy, I was very manipulative. I was very insecure, and I was being nice to in hopes that people would treat me nicely. But now that I have grown, I have added value to me. I come
Yeah.
from a place of confidence, security, secure in myself and who I am, that I can stand alone. I can talk to someone and I can be genuine with
Yeah.
them, and kind. I like to say I'm a good guy. I'm a kind person, and I can be that to anyone, regardless of how they treat me, or if they treat me like trash. Honestly, I come from a place of abundance. You're not the only person who wants my time. I can easily move on to another person. Not to be
Yeah.
rude or anything, but do you find that's easier for you now to just like, you know what, cool. I don't need to waste my time with negative. I can move to someone with life giving.
Yeah. I think that's something that I've always had people. Everybody jokes around and has fun, but there's always been the people that just take it a couple steps too far. And I've just realized, like, I don't need you in my life. Like, I do not need you and what you're telling me. Like, if you're not going to speak into my life, we kind of talked about it earlier,
Yeah.
get out. Kind of one of those things. It's like I've got way more time. I know who I am. I know the value that I have, not in a cocky way, but just also in like a very like humbling way, and that I can kind of just have a conversation with somebody and speak life into them. It's like I don't need somebody that's constantly just slamming me down. You know what I mean? Like, and when I was younger, I mean, you knew me. How long have you known me now? 6 years?
Going on 7 almost.
Seven?
Yeah.
It's almost 7 years. So I was what? What am I? I'm gonna be. I was probably 17 when you met me. Almost 18.
Maybe 16. 'Cause when did you
16.
work at that tire place? Weren't you
Oh,
16 then?
that would have been my senior year of high school.
So 16, 17.
So
Wow.
probably, yeah, probably, let's say 7 years. I think that there's something just being a teenager. You're always trying to impress everyone.
Mm.
You're always trying to literally like people. You always want people to be like, oh yeah, look at Jimmy, or you always want to be kind of the center of attention. Or at least I did, and that was something that I realized. I was like, I don't need to be the center of attention. I don't need to be, I don't need to have this person's approval, and kind of just go from there. And you can pick who you want in your life, like we kind of were talking about earlier. So it's like if you're just gonna slam me all the time, it's like I have somebody that will take way more value. Yeah, and it's literally just like peace out. Like I'm out. I got 200 people that I can go talk to. Not really, but you know what I'm talking about. Like,
I've
like
seen
a
your
plethora.
Facebook. You get at least 1,000, maybe
Well,
more.
yeah, I haven't. But yeah, so kind of just going from there, man, and just like not letting people's words just take, not letting people's words have such meaning on my actual life. I think is
Yeah.
kind of something that I've kind of grown out of. I want to say, not grown out of, but it's you can. It's way easier now to notice like, oh, you're acting like this because you're coming from an insecure part of your life, and you're coming out on me about it.
Hmm.
That's not my fault. Like that's not anything that I have to do. I'm just here. Like if that's how you want to be, then man, I will pray for you. We can talk about it, but I'm not gonna sit here and let you slam me. So it's kind of one of those things. You realize that you can kind of just walk away.
Walk away. The only person you need to impress is yourself. So
Yeah,
build value so that you can be impressed with who you are.
yeah.
Mr. Healy, last question.
Go ahead.
What color are your. No, just kidding. If you want people to find you, where can they find you?
You can find me in Bellevue, in Nashville. No, I'm just kidding.
Please bring
You,
tacos.
yeah, please bring tacos, horchata, uh, empanadas. Love Mexican food. Mexican food lover. Anyways, you can find me on Facebook. Did you tag me in this post, Tosa?
I tagged you in Facebook, but not so in Instagram, but not on YouTube.
Okay, that's fine. I really probably don't have anything on YouTube. Uh, just Facebook at Jimmy Healy, Healey, not like the shoe, Heely. I used to
I
live.
gotta
I was
apologize for that. All right, all right, all right, all right. Hold on. So whenever I was making the thumbnail, I was making it quickly because I never got the picture from someone, so I had to just pull something out. And I do the swipe on my phone, and I guess the Healy it misspelt it, and then I sent it. And after it's sent, I'm like, oh man, I misspelled his last name, and so I went back and tried to fix it. But once it's been out, and I couldn't change it on all the platforms, I think I was able to change it on Twitch and on YouTube, but not on Facebook. So yes, guys, it's JimmyHealey, not just LY.
Yeah,
But
my Instagram is my literally the same thing. So I'm probably a little more present on there. More touring stuff is on Instagram than anything, and more, kind of more of my life as a daily is on Instagram. But
well, thank you so much for being here today,
yeah, dude,
Jimmy.
thanks for having me.
Don't go anywhere. I just gotta do the outro, and I'll bring you right back right before I say goodbye. But I'm not gonna mute you, so don't talk too much. All right. So everyone, Rockstar, thank you for coming to this show today. Thank you for listening to episode 20, an interview with a rock star, featuring my boy Jimmy Healy. Hey Rockstar is an affiliate of Low Budget Productions. If you are watching right now on YouTube, actually not YouTube, Facebook, go to Low Budget Productions. It's spelled with a duck. Right? Let's see if I can do it. Right there, spelled with a duck. It has to do with a homage to a little duck pond where we grew up, the founders of LBP. Anyway, like and follow them. They have podcasts that will empower you, it will educate you, and they will entertain you. And if you are also a podcaster, reach out to us. Join our umbrella. We'd love to just walk side by side with you, because we know everyone has a story and maybe everyone doesn't have the platform. So we'd like to help you guys out with that. That's the plug for Low Budget Productions. And I don't have anyone else, although we're going to try to bring some more people. Once again, thank you all for joining us. Thank you all for letting us into your homes or letting us into your cars. But most definitely, thank you for letting us into your hearts. So, all the way from Nashville, Tennessee. And this guy's in Bellevue, which is the nice part of Nashville. I'm in the fairgrounds area. Anyway, from Nashville, Tennessee, we just want we desire for you guys, much love and many blessings. Good night, y'all.